Welcome to MetroView. I'm Ed Rogowsky. Earlier this year, we initiated a new program here at the City University under the aegis of the CUNY internship program. At the request of the Puerto Rican Hispanic Task Force of the New York State Legislature, a model state senate project was put together involving 45 students from around the City University of New York.
Ed was about making sure young people stayed engaged in their communities and in the politics of the city and the nation. Ed was really about making sure that we all understood our stake in this democratic experiment. And, you know, he inspired all of us to do more and to do better.
In the early spring of 1997, the director of the CUNY internship program, Ed Rogowsky, came into the offices of the program and announced to us that he had a conversation with Vice Chancellor Jay Hershenson, then Assemblyman Roberto Ramirez, and his then Chief of Staff, Lorraine Cortez Vasquez. And they had agreed that a college version of a mock legislative program would be done and would be hosted by CUNY with participation from other colleges, including SUNY and some private schools at the time.
There were 4 CUNY alums, the CUNY Connection, looking for a way to help the next generation of college students get some experience in the public service arena through SOMOS El Futuro. And together we came up with the idea of a model Senate.
Buenos días. Buenos días. That sounded good. We haven't met yet, so please allow me to introduce myself, and at the same time, please don't mind if I refer to you as senators. Each one of you is a senator today.
For me, the Model Senate became the experiment that would allow future students, generations, to be able to get familiar with the fundamentals of elected office.
When we conceived of the Model Senate, we were looking to make sure that Latino undergraduates would have access to the same types of experiences that students get at Harvard, Yale, Princeton, when they participate in model programs.
Regardless of what your income is, to get the opportunity to go into those chambers, and to go into chambers not as a student, but as Senator X, Y, and Z.
They would have to research a bill, get familiar with how the process works, get on the floor and have to defend those bills, get on that chamber, and for the first time sit in a chair that is occupied by an actual member of the legislature and have to raise their voice for a community that oftentimes has been marginalized.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
The first experience with students filled me, and I recall it filled Ed with a tremendous amount of pride. They walk in and they go, wow, this is big. And this moment has, a certain amount of scale to it that is unusual, and yet it's in that academic preparation, in that mastery of the public policy issues that they've been taking up for 20 years, that they kind of level it, they can engage it, and it belongs to them by the time they walk out of that chamber each Saturday.
This is your moment. This is a fight that you need to own. It's about one day having the next elected official standing right here and tell you, I sat where you're sitting today, because I did. It's about passing the baton. It's about creating that opportunity. And that's what we want to do in the New York State Senate. That's what we want to do in the New York State Assembly.
An experience like that is truly transformative. It's transformative not because every single participant will end up like Senator Jose Peralta and become a senator, or that every single student will end up like Elias Alcantara, a White House fellow working with President Obama. But for sure, the students participating in the program will end up in leadership positions, whether they do so through their community boards, their community school boards, or not-for-profit agencies they work with. In order to perform successfully in the public service arena, either professionally or as a volunteer, you need to have the experiences that are available to students like the ones who participate in the Model Senate.
The vision that CUNY, Roberto, and Ed Rogowsky had was way ahead of its time. Because they were looking at preparing and creating a pipeline of Latino leaders for either public office or for some other leadership role. And they have been in the path of creating leaders for that for the last 20 years. That's quite an incredible feat.
If the model session today has grown to what it is, the DNA of it was Ed's. If every student that goes through that process, every student that ends up getting elected into office or going on to a greater career, whether they know it or not, they have a debt of gratitude to that man. I know I do.
I think he would be amazed at the success of all these students that have gone through his program.
He greeted our suspicion with his very Ed-like positivism.
Sweet to work with, I'll use a good old Puerto Rican expression, it was a great mensch.
He was just a person. I don't think we'll replace him. We just can't replace him.
He really believed in this project and what it was capable of doing.
The internship program, it was the best possible way of honoring his memory.
We could not have asked for a better partner because there was nothing that you would offer or suggest to make the program better that he would ever not collaborate with.
I miss Ed Rogowsky. He was a very special human being, not simply a fabulous professor, great scholar, civic leader, but a wonderful human being and someone whose legacy stands very tall because the overall program that we offer at the City University of New York, seminar, internship, public policy, is of course named after him.
From all of us, thank you, Ed. Well done.
A new innovative aspect of the CUNY internship program will continue to try and do the job in education for the public service here at CUNY. Thank you both for joining us on Metro View.
Model New York State Senate session is adjourned.